and then they come out in front of
we chase the dream.
The discrepancy.
Hi, welcome to another episode of A.S.A.P, Academic Sports and Physiology. My name is Juanita Goodwill, and I'll be your host tonight. And I'm joined by two coaches here in the area and good friends of mine, Bruce Stevens and JJ Foster. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, and I know we got a couple of things that we want to kind of get into, but any announcements or anything going on that you guys just want to jump in and kind of share?
You're going to kick it off with the announcements. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. But hey, we like you guys to know about the A.S.A.P, Academic Sports and Physiology Basketball Fundamental Camp. It's actually going on right now. It's been going on, started July 6th. It's going the 6th through the 10th. But walk-ins are welcome, and they have openings. It's from 2:30 to 4:30 this week. And it's over at City Life, located at 3701 South Calhoun Street. And as you know, A.S.A.P is a product of our Neutral Voices. That's who's putting this on. So hope to see a lot of young men and women come on out and play and get a lot of great instructions.
Good, great.
It's coming at the right time. So that's good. Hopefully get some of these young kids into the gym off the streets.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely. One of the many things that are happening out there that are some positive energy. So hopefully, if you have some time to get out there, join them tomorrow and Friday, and see what you can get into. So awesome. So we have some big events happening out in the sports world today. The biggest one right now is the FIFA. I am representing and donning the Mexico, team, but unfortunately they didn't get past the round of 32. So I'm joining some others that don't get to advance. So, but we did have a really good start, and I mean, it was fun to watch them, get there, and they just didn't have enough to finish that one game.
They talked about they did everything in their power to let Mexico get that win. That was a topic of conversation, right?
No.
Oh yeah, they talked about the additional time and some of the penalties they let go. It was funny. So
let me ask this: did the United States team? Did they do better than what was expected, or did they? Was it another failure? I guess you would say this year. I know it's a lot of excitement around it, and fans everywhere, and I love this time. I love the World Cup because everybody gets excited about soccer. The only bad thing about it is I would love to see it carry on even further, find a way. But with the new complex that we have out here, and I know they've started, maybe it'll carry on. But so where do you think we? What grade would you give the United States?
Well, great. I think we created our own excitement, enthusiasm. That's what got people excited. Mm-hmm. They opened up. They hung 4 goals in that first game. That got everybody excited, and the expectations were super high. Yeah. So when you say where did they go, everybody thought that they was going to beat Belgium, and because just off expectation alone. And here's the funny thing, and we're going to get off into it. Mm-hmm. Even before my man had got suspended, a lot of people were talking about the Americans, since it was here in America, they were hosting, that they still could get past, Belgium. Mm-hmm. But I guess now we would never know because my man, his red card got rescinded. Yeah. So, but I don't know, Juanita, if you had something to add on the progress of America before we get off into that.
Yeah, no, I think that it was, I think, second time that they've were competing for that round, and getting into the round of 16. So it's just, I think it is somewhat of a disappointment, but only because they are here in America, and there's just a lot of energy and support behind them, and I'm sure that it is somewhat of a disappointment to the team. There were high expectations, so As I'm not a big soccer fan, I do enjoy the sport. Something that's within my family and stuff. But the the top five teams that were predicted to kind of come out of the World Cup, there's four of them that are still left. So I mean, it's kind of, is it already laden with teams that are supposed to be there, and they're doing what they're supposed to do to make that happen. So we'll see if.
But honestly, with that said, we don't have some of the traditional powerhouses. They've been knocked out. So it is a little new blood. It kind of reminds me of kind of what went on with college football, this year. A lot of the old established folks got knocked out. But to your point, you're right. The folks that have been handling their business that were predicted to do well, they have been. So
yeah. Well, as Christian Rolando, like, it's his last.
Yeah, got knocked out. He got knocked yesterday. Yeah, they lost yesterday. But it's funny. So now, good, we can jump into that because Ronaldo, he wasn't even supposed to be playing in the World Cup. He actually had a red card that got rescinded prior to the World Cup. He was supposed to be submitted 3 games.
Wow.
And it got rescinded. So again, nobody talks about it. But so let's talk about the red card. If you saw that game, and again, you don't have to know anything about soccer, but the call on the field wasn't made. It was a play on, so there was no yellow card. Everybody knows there's a caution. There was no yellow card. They got a call from up top. The VAR, which is new, came down. They reviewed it, ran the play back super slow-mo, and said that he stepped on the guy's foot. Yeah, or on his ankle, or whatever, cleated him. But, I mean, you literally could see it. No intent, no malice. None of that was there. So he literally, the U.S. had to play down a man the rest of that game. I want to say it was about 30 minutes left. So you played down a man. That's the penalty. And he was going to be suspended going into the round of 16 game. So how egregious is that? A call that shouldn't have been. Then the other thing, we talk about Ronaldo, it getting rescinded, but there's all kind of clips in this year's tournament where they show guys had some intent, stepped on the opponent, and again, it's a play on. No call.
Right. So I
know Messi was one of them.
Bingo. Yeah. Messi was one of them, the biggest, like people say.
Yeah. So I'm still learning a little bit as far as that goes with soccer. But is that similar to it's kind of like flagrant fouls in the NBA? They took out the if there was intent, it just said, hey, if it happens, this is what it's going to be. Is that similar as far as, like, it doesn't matter if there was intent or not? If it's the foul or the act is going to be considered egregious, you're still going to get the penalty.
That's basically what they were saying. To the letter of the law. Yeah. That's basically what they're saying. So my only my issue, I look up, they got to rescind it. He was going to be able to play. Now, why they waited till the night before, I don't know.
Because it played out real well, commercially wise.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'll have to do with it,
Yeah. But the response to it, then now you had to listen to people talk about, oh, they cheating. Oh, hey, the red card is a red card. Hey, you can't pull it back. So, I mean, I hear all that. There has to be some common sense involved because, like I said, we're talking about a call that wasn't made. So then people want to talk about precedent. It only been happened, rescinded one time since 1962. But even then, there was no VAR.
Right.
There's no VAR, so I don't even want to hear about precedent. We're talking about somebody called down and said, hey, wait a minute, Stevens was speeding.
Oh, yeah, give him a ticket then.
Yeah, get him that ticket. You ain't see it, I ain't see it, I ain't got a gun on it, nothing. But, hey, he was speeding. And then you start getting non-athletic people that aren't a part of the sport. When our president got involved, made a call, I don't know, did he influence them? Did he not? Bottom line, I think, again, if I'm powers that be, you look at that, make the right call.
Right.
Get it changed. But once he got involved, now you got a whole faction. They don't care what happened. All they know is, oh, here he go again.
Right.
Oh, they cheating. They doing that because we hosting. Oh, they trying to win. And what he did now, he set up the Americans. So we lose. That's everybody. Now we got to hear about, oh, they cheated. They still lost.
Yeah.
And regardless, someone's going to have an agenda. kind of like you said, regardless of how it was played out. But they were looking for that. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, obviously the person, I don't know what the official title is of the person who's in charge, made the comment that that had nothing to do with, because they were already reviewing it before even any contact was made. So, I mean, obviously that's what,
Yeah,
what needed to be
that's
said,
my
but-
point. Yes,
So.
exactly.
But I mean, in it, and do you think that that gave Belgium a little bit more of a, hunger, or whether they were just the better team that night?
Based on what I saw, they were a better team. And I didn't think we played well. Put it this way, we didn't play very smart. Also, I think Belgium was like, we gave them some things that almost gifts. So I'm going to say they were a better team. Did what happened affect was it too much pressure for the Americans? I don't think they played well. Were we just as good as they were? I don't know. But on that given night, we weren't.
Sure, of course.
I love this conversation because I don't have them. Shout out to Mike Anhauser, my guy. Like I said, national championship with IU. So talk a little soccer. I don't know soccer, but again, if you know basketball, you know soccer. When you look at spacing and passing and all this thing. First off, I'm gonna say that red card, that VAR. Just think about that. You in the World Cup. This is the tournament of all tournaments. That man literally had to miss half of a game off the initial call, and then was gonna miss the next game. So if you can look at that, you could literally have to pull this guy out for a non-violation. That's how I see it. And there's people literally that was making an argument. Well, I don't care if it was a foul or not. You shouldn't be able to. Think of that. That's the craziest thing I think I've ever heard in my life, and people were taking that stance.
Yeah.
But you said it to give them motivation. I think it got them. It got them fired up. When you get the best players in the world motivated, that's the thing. Right. And I think they were making comments, I think throwing people off because they were like, oh man, I can't believe they're letting him play. And it sounded almost like they're beat before the game. But I don't think that was the case. I think they might have been laughing to themselves, knowing what they know. If them guys haven't lost in last 17 games or something, whatever that number is, they haven't lost in a long time. And another thing that people forgot, we played them in a friendly. They beat the brakes off of us in a friendly. So, but everybody's, again, riding that momentum off what we did at this year's Cup. So I'm with you. I said, and I've said this with some of my guys, again, Belgium was a better team. You looked at how they did size-wise, their game plan. If you put it in basketball terms, they kind of sagged a little bit and kept U.S. in a little box. So anytime you pass it, they had a guy covering it. I always call it, like I say in basketball, you hear me hollering in the gym, hat on a hat. They had a hat on a hat every time somebody went to make something. And then their guys were bigger and more physical than ours. And I mean, I think they probably got 85% of any 50-50 ball Belgium got.
And no matter what sport you play, if you can't get the 50-50 balls, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, another aspect of the FIFA World Cup, just being able to watch it and see it a little bit more. I've known that it's across the world, outside of the U.S. It's so grand, but to see it actually like as big as it was and the energy that it provided and like their crowds, their fans, I mean it was like a party, it was just,
they live and die with every play.
So why does it seem that the guys get so much more fanfare but our women's team is so much better?
And
we don't much. And you don't get that, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when the guys play, I mean it's crazy. It's crazy how people, they stop what they're doing almost like it's a Super Bowl and things like that. And I know there's so much better teams throughout the world. But you see
when Mia Hamm and Brittany Chastain that was playing, they didn't get no fanfare?
Not like I thought they should. But remember,
you talking after or during the World Cup? She described how the World Cup is played.
Yeah,
I know. I remember. Yeah, people follow them. And it's the exact same thing she described. But if you talk about what it leads to, I agree 100%. They never got their payday, and the men always got paid more than them.
Right, and
never get out of
it. So I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah. Now, when they were playing, of course they did.
But
it always had to be at Olympics or World Cup and the stage, because they always one thing about the women, if they were supposed to win, they won. They shine. They came in. They always proved that they were going to be the better team. So I do give my hats off to them.
Yeah, we talked about Kansas City being a host site, and so I get a lot of the things that happen in the Kansas City area, and it was like the I don't even know what team it was, but they had all orange, and like just. I went to a Super Bowl parade, right? So okay. I've been to a Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, and this thing was as packed as the Super Bowl parade, and just lined up the streets and just carrying on and just all of that. So, but it was just like kind of good vibes. And
one of the things that I read that I saw very interesting is some of the foreigners that came over. The things that they were excited about Americans, like Walmart. You get refills at McDonald's. It was kind of funny. All the things that the barbecue and
the Waffle House
in Kansas City, all those, just the little things that we take for granted that they were like hey, we're going to stay over even a little bit longer because we're enjoying this stuff. But Walmart was one of the funniest ones. But getting refills at McDonald's, like they were excited about that. So. Yeah.
Well, I know that just from watching the World Cup and the energy, I know just getting a little bit more what's going on with the soccer, scene around here in Fort Wayne and stuff like that. So hopefully, this has energized what's going on with our soccer and our young people playing soccer, and just they can see how grand it is. It's not just in another world, like it's real. So I think that is one of the things that comes out from this as well.
There you go.
So. I definitely want to attend one of the, drive past that soccer stadium every day, and it really looks nice. And
is the parking lot finished?
They just had the grand opening.
Yeah, they already had a game. Didn't they?
Yeah, they had a game, but the parking lot wasn't
was
finished.
I'm assuming everything was done with just this past weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they got the jumbotron up now and everything.
Yeah,
so.
It looks professional. It looks really nice. It's like now, it's not, when I was playing college baseball, we looked like high school fields. Mm-hmm. Now you watch college games and their stadiums look better than some of the major league stadiums used to look back then, And so I'm glad to see that what we've ushered in as far as the soccer stadium, it looks state of the art for at least for that level. Okay. It looks really nice. Yeah. So I know DeMarcus Beasley was one.
Yeah,
of them.
Ruoff is the main owner. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's who built the stadium. So,
yeah, they did a good job. So.
Well, it definitely was a vibe, and we'll see who pulls it out. And I'm kind of now rooting for France. I can't say his name. Amembe. But he's fun to watch.
Yeah, the Splendid Splinter. How about that? That's a bad boy.
Yeah. So,
but look, now let's move on to we talking about people that not in the game, ain't got a dog in the fight, that gets people involved. Go ahead and tell people about your conversations you didn't have.
Well, so even like just looking at how competition has been played out, within the World Cup, and just seeing this energy happening. There's another energy that's going on right now with the Caitlin Clark kind of I don't know if you want to call it controversy or whatever, but it's kind of titled that way.
That's what they call it. It's being targeted.
And I'm not. I guess I shared a post and just talking about how she's not as innocent as people want to make her. It's just one of those things. It's an opinion, right? And so, but I think it's a good conversation, and I'm looking at this, and this is, as a coach, this is always and forever I'm first before talent. And, talent is going to get you so much, but your character is everything. And so I'm challenged at times with, kind of where this energy is coming from. It's not consistent. It's not across the board, right? It's not to every player. So is that right? Right. Or is she, she's the face of
when you say energy coming from as
far
as.
just, how she's victimized,
Oh.
and she's even claimed that she's not a victim, right?
Right.
She's even made those statements, but, there's just this, this energy that's out there like, oh my gosh, she's targeted. She's, like she's being, uh, harassed every play and this and that. And it's like, that's the game.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I threw it at you, because you're exactly right. If you talk to Caitlin Clark go playing basketball. Everything that's going on is going on. But with her, you get voices of people that don't know ain't seen nary another game. They didn't watch her, but anything happened to her or with her, that's all they know. And they coming to her defense, or they're gonna celebrate her. If she blow a bubble, they're gonna say it's the greatest bubble you ever saw. So that's why I threw it. But go ahead, sir. With your fever jersey on.
Oh yeah, Tamika Catchings.
Tamika Catchings, Tennessee.
It's a the saying. It's a gift and a curse for the league. It's a gift in the fact that you're getting more people to maybe viewership, go to the games. Are they going to the games for a certain reason? Yes. You got it both ways. You got. This is what I say. The WNBA doesn't care if you like Caitlin Clark or if you hate Caitlin Clark, long as you continue to view, as long as you make an opinion and you're still there. And that's kind of what it's kind of like what you say. You got people that know nothing about the game, but they love Caitlin Clark. You got people that know nothing about the game and they don't like Caitlin Clark, and then they got to find somebody, Angel Reese or somebody to go up against, when all these women want to do is just play ball and be accepted for what they do.
Yeah.
That's a tough part about it, because I am a Fever fan, season ticket holder, and I have to sit in there in the games, and I'm arguing with our own fans sometimes. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. Caitlin, get up. Go back, play on defense. I'm telling the same stuff Stephanie White saying. Or now it's Stephanie White don't like Caitlin Clark.
I got people telling me Stephanie White's not going to be the coach next year.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's a shame that's the case, right? Because
But here's the sad part about it, and I know we're talking about Caitlin Clark, but fans, in a sense, even parents, are starting to control sports, even at the levels that we're at. You get some administration now that they just listen to why aren't you playing so-and-so? Because so-and-so ain't good enough, or he don't come to practice, or his character ain't there. We need, and it's getting to the point where it's just, you get some coaches that get kind of burned out.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to do what you do. And so I had a friend of mine who says, well, Stephanie White, I said, if you look at the games, I don't think she disliked Caitlin Clark. She's trying to win games. But she sure does look more comfortable when Caitlin isn't playing, because she don't have as much pressure on her.
Yeah.
That part. And that's the sad part about it.
Wait, I got a question for you. In your statement, like you said, the WNBA don't care if Caitlin is good or if she's bad. They just care if you come. So
no, I think they want her to be good.
Or they got at least got to have her healthy.
Yes.
So
exactly.
That's my point.
Yes.
So is there something to that? If she gonna get roughed up and she not on the court, the dollars is not gonna be there.
You're right.
So there is the conundrum. How do you protect her without protecting her, but understanding who she is within the league?
Well,
ask the NBA how they did that for Jordan.
Did they though?
Detroit used to beat him up.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you though, we didn't have this. We've never seen this before, and just from the perspective, because you're right, people love Jordan, but Jordan is a man.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark.
You're right.
Is a young lady.
Yeah.
I guess I don't see it as okay. First of all, I've been watching the WNBA, from back in the day, right?
Correct.
So it's not just since Caitlin Clark came on the scene, which a lot of people have just since Caitlin Clark's been on the scene. It has been a physical game.
Oh yeah.
And rookie superstars coming into the league have always been challenged. Okay. So I'm just, is that what happened, or is that going on?
Well, she's not a rookie no more.
It could happen.
Right, she's not a rookie anymore.
Right. No, it could be happening. Yep. Right. But I'm just saying, like, she's not innocent. And she's done things to where like no clause been made on her on certain. I mean, she's good for that elbow, dog.
Correct.
Like she literally is good for that elbow. And and there's going back to her college days, just watching, like she's gotten after officials. She's been at times poor teammate. She literally left the teammate on the floor because she was upset that the girl got the ball taken from her, that it was a turnover into a basket.
Yeah.
And her instead of going and picking up her teammate, she walked right past, looked at her and walked right past her and just took the ball in. And and she's been, so I watched her in college, right? So, I mean, it's like all credit to her. She's a talented player, and she is the economic boost to the WNBA. There is no doubt to that, right? It is that. And I just think that there just has to be, was that foul hard? Most definitely. Was there a consequence needed? Most definitely. Should those fouls, like the one that, whether it was intentional or not.
The one that AT did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it was intentional or not, that was nasty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it should have been dealt with, which it was. But can there be, a little bit less of a, that stigma that she's under attack, and it's just,
Well,
she's
and remember that the problem though is that's just coming from the fans that JJ was referring to. That's where that's coming from. As far as even Caitlin herself is like, we need to move on from that. That if that's all we're thinking about, we need to move on. Because if you look at, and I watch the WNBA every night. That same thing happens every night. It's physical play, and the other night, oh gosh, was it Tyus that plays for the Aces? They were playing the Fever. She's covering Aaliyah Boston in the post, and Aaliyah Boston gonna give you and Aaliyah gave her one of those, and she literally stopped and went over to the ref and did this, and Aaliyah Boston, took the dribble and played it up. So you see it all the time. But the problem is with Caitlin being the face of the league, she can't do certain things. She's got to get back. She got to play defense. Because to be honest with you, her and Skylar Diggins are the same person when it comes to their attitudes on the court.
Yeah.
But they're feisty.
There's
and I
more
don't have any
players that
problems
have the
with
same attitude.
I don't have
is what
any
I'm saying.
problems with
There's
it.
more players in the
Right.
WNBA that have the same attitude.
There's more players like that. And
Olivia Miles.
and the good ones. Yeah, Olivia Miles right now is acting the fool. But the problem is Caitlin's not allowed to do some of those things. Even though she's heck, Larry Bird, he did some of those things. But
Larry
again,
Bird is a talker, and
Yes.
he did stuff that you didn't. He not Caitlin, to Juanita's point, is boisterous with stuff. So there is going to be retaliation because she a
Yeah.
little sneaks. You giving
Yeah.
somebody the business, you out there flapping off after jaw. Yeah, when she says you not innocent, no, she's not
Right,
innocent.
right.
People are going to retaliate.
Oh, definitely.
And
And they
that's what
should.
goes. Yeah, and
And-
that's what goes on.
And like I was telling Juanita earlier, Kayla has some hard fouls, and she should have some hard fouls. You just don't give stuff up.
Yeah.
And every time, sometimes you get one, you're going to give it back, and you just keep playing. The problem is like I said, you got a certain fan base where they don't understand basketball, and they're only there for her.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's your
I'm
that's
gonna
your
saying
curse.
people don't understand basketball because she got fans of guys that that's to play this game at a high level.
Yeah, but those
Hey,
are
hey,
much lower than
and-
than the other ones. But you're right. She does have some fans that have played.
What's much lower? I mean, the ridiculousness is ridiculous.
No, I'm talking about
there's
the
people
volume of them,
that I know
The volume of them.
that I respect, acknowledge, that talked about when she was in college, all the great things that she was doing, and when she came to the league, all these numbers. When there's people you could pull numbers that had better seasons that did things,
Most
but just
definitely.
because she's shooting deep, everybody that's the phenomenon that drew everybody in. Ooh, she more like Steph Curry, that type of deal.
Yeah,
But at the end of the
because
day-
she did something we had never seen before, in a sense of the way where she was shooting it from. But like you said, she's not the best player on the team.
Do not.
She's not the
No.
best player on the
Kelsey
team.
Mitchell's pretty- pretty nice.
She's a really good player.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Like
but
there's nothing taken away
and
from her
that's
game.
the part. Like I told you before, he who argues with the fool becomes a fool. I stop arguing with certain people because if you can't tell me two other players on the team or can't tell me one player on the team that she's playing against, then we don't really need this argument. We don't need to keep talking.
I'm gonna tell you a funny thing. I saw a guy again on social media. They were talking about again. It's funny. Y'all talked about Stephanie White and the great job she did. We talked about Kelsey Mitchell. We saw the run that they made.
Yeah.
They one play away from going to the finals.
Exactly.
They one play away from going to the finals, which
And I'm still mad about that.
those fans that put her way up here and think that, she's all that. The Fever was supposed to just fold. They wasn't supposed to win no games. They one play away. But I saw a guy. So Caitlin was at the press conference talking about getting the ball out of her hands more often now. It's like, people dogging me, getting up, that takes a toll on you, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is what she's telling you. This guy, he got a whole rant talking about some, man, I can't believe they're going to take the ball out of her hands. That's the dumbest thing ever. Hey, have you seen them turnovers and other girls try to bring it up? Man, I don't know. That's that. And again, he put it on Stephanie White. I'm like, come on, man. This is silly stuff.
I mean, the Fever game, though, this past one with the Aces, they've never won on their home court.
Yeah.
And they won, and he didn't play Caitlin.
But neither did
Asia
Asia Wilson.
Wilson.
And Dana Evans didn't play either. Come on, let's
the brakes off of them.
You think they would have won if Asia had played?
I mean,
let's keep it fair.
It could have been.
But hey, I don't care. We got a victory.
So, and the whole point for me is like I take nothing away from the young lady. She's a phenomenal player. But that some of that energy just needs to come back and let basketball be basketball. Yeah. Let the girls go play. And like you said, like she has some of that responsibility to be more of that, leader, I think as the face, be more of that leader.
You know what I think is also happening, when the NBA changed and they said they needed fans to relate more to superstars than the team, and, to help the league grow and all that. I think we're kind of almost seeing that in the WNBA.
I don't think they needed no help. Caitlin Clark was that fan base started at Iowa.
No, right. But what I'm saying is, remember, before she came, they were playing at the State Fairgrounds. What I'm saying is the WNBA now is trying to make superstars, not just with Caitlin Clark. I'm talking about for everybody in the team and make that a league so you recognize those superstars instead of just the team.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, though, give me the correlation, though, to Caitlin Clark, though. I'm not understanding because I don't care what the league does. Because like we said, they feel the league ain't protecting her.
That had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. I was just bringing it out the fact that,
gotcha.
The WNBA is trying to kind of lean towards what the NBA, how they became successful, and I had got away from it.
Hey, y'all want to hear a big faux pas? I don't know if you heard this one, but Asia Wilson has her signature shoe. That's what everybody talking about. Caitlin Clark just got hers. You talk about somebody, how do you miss that boat? That girl, she just got her shoe this year.
I know. I just saw a new one, a yellow one coming out today.
Yeah, but think about that. All the money. That's
Do you
crazy.
think that was planned though? You think Nike had to get Asia's out first and then come with hers instead of put them out at the same time? Because
insiders say, there was a color issue and all kind of stuff that people didn't want to touch, and they stayed out of it. That's what insiders say. But
I was just in Chicago, and man, Asia got some nice ones out right now.
Yeah, I know a bunch of dudes.
Nice too.
I was just cracking on the dude earlier.
I just want to go back to my original statement. As I said, character over talent. Our players have a responsibility, I think, to show that. And there's work to do. There is. And I'll just say that the one thing that I'm tired of seeing in the WNBA right now. After every call is every call.
Oh,
dog. I'm like, no, that's enough. So, anyway.
And the thing about it is, how many do they get?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we could probably go on all night on this one because that definitely is one of those things for us. But it's good conversations. Don't forget the camp going on over at City Life, JJ.
There you go. Camp, City Life, basketball fundamental camp, 2:30 to 4:30. Got 2 days left. Come on over. Absolutely free. A.S.A.P is putting it on, sponsored by Our Neutral Voices. Come on out. Great instructions. I'm looking at names. Omar Waller, Colas Wallace, Keon Brooks, Dominique Merriweather, Amos Norman, and the camp director, the one, the only Coach Michael Ayers. Hey, can't ask for nothing more.
All right. And Mr. Steven,
As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Academic Sports and Physiology, A.S.A.P.
All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you on the next one.
Academics, sports and
They call
physiology.
you all kind of names, this and that, and then they come out
Study
in front of
life, we chase the dream.
the discrepancy.